All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Waking up late here and had some troubles, couldn't connect, and now we're up. I did take, nasty NASDAQ playing vicious today. That's some crazy price action. I took the long here, and I'm already up about $1,000, but wow. All right, it's coming to that pivot point. Pivot point, it is at 720. Just flushed overnight low. And it's going downtown. Not messing with it. Not yet, at least. Nasty NASDAQ taking nasty plunge here. About to flush a pivot point. All right, let's see how far she'll go. Looking like it wants to bounce here. Pushing. What are you going to do, nasty NASDAQ here? Currently in a descending channel. I'm not messing with it yet just yet. It is moving fast. I already took my long for about 50 points. I'm up about 1,000, but came right back down fast. All right, so it hit a pivot point at 725 and bounced. Came right to that 725 pivot point and bounced, but moving fast. Already got some greens, so I'm going to be a little selective on the next trade. Morning, Zach. Nasty NASDAQ moving fast today. Came to that pivot point at 725 and bounced. I already took the initial long on the pullback here for about 50 points or 45, 50 points here. Now I'm being patient. Zach looking to enter short at 792. VWAP. It's going to test VWAP again. VWAP's at 794. It's coming back into the overnight range. It's pushing. It's moving fast. We got 10 a.m. news. Oh, 10 a.m. news just dropped. NAM news just dropped. We had, what was it? Those openings above expectations or right around expectations? Yeah, expectations. Consumer confidence down below expectations. So consumer confidence is down to 94. Previous was 97. The forecast was 96. All right, came to VWAP again. Nasty NASDAQ moving nasty today. All right, they're trying to push above 200 SMA and the 5-minute here. And the VWAP, sorry. So came to that pivot point and bounced. I took a similar long already. I longed on the initial flush right to VWAP and got out. So I'm already up 1,000, but see what else this thing does. Little W correction here. Pushing. Whew. This pivot point to the upside is 840. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. All right, nasty NASDAQ coming back down here. Zach. It's playing nasty, man. All right, coming back down to this pivot point. Why I'm not taking any of the trades. I already took one trade. I took a long right here at 754. Got out at 794. And 755, sorry. I'm already up about 1,000, but moving nasty. All right, looks like it wants to come back to that pivot point. Zach is short again, 720, 772, risking previous candle high. There is continuation on direction. Once it picks direction, there is continuation. It's just don't overstay your welcome. Yeah, it's not. It's trying to figure out. I agree with you, Zach. I think you made the right decision there. Although we've seen direction on each move, see what happens here. Undecided now. Slow down finally. NASDAQ was bucking, finally slowing down here. Nico, good morning, sir. All right, so it came all the way down. It's tested that pivot point now twice. On the first pullback on the open, I took the long right at 754, targeting VWAP and that 200 SA, got out. I'm already up $1,000 on this move right here. Then it came back down. Then it pushed right back up, came back down. Back inverse head and shoulder. Oh, you're right. Look at that. Little inverse head and shoulder on a smaller time frame. Got pivot point at 725, 200 SMA right now on the 30 minute. Ugh. I don't know if I want to long this stuff. All right, let's see if it comes back down to that pivot point at 725 and what it does there. Definitely slowed down. Eco, I see 4-hour previous up move corrected, starting to trend back down. H1. Let's take a look at the higher time frames here. Let's take a look at this madness a little zoomed out. So let's take a look at my trading view. 5 minute, 15, and 30. We came to this pivot point, this blue line, and that's where you see the initial bounce. tried to come back and test it. So far, this area is holding. That was an area of support and resistance right in the past. I'm watching this area if we're going to flush it or it holds for the bounce. Eco closed below 755. Boom. All right, here we go. Gonna flush that pivot point at 720. Yeah, this area, like I just showed, was an area of support and resistance. Warrant. Or they've tried to bounce it twice, and now coming back to this area. Zach, 740 long. All right, slow down. See what it's going to do now. You have any more news? Okay, we have news at 11 a.m. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we do have the news at 11 a.m. We have news in about half an hour, 45 minutes. Trump speaks at 11 a.m. Good morning, Jesse. Jesse James in the house. All right, I'm watching to see if we touch pivot point again, and if, are we going to flush pivot point to the downside? Otherwise, this area is held in the past when it's support and resistance. Slowing down significantly now. It breaks above that 780 area. We're looking at 780 right now, and the low side to break below 750, 740. All right, nasty NASDAQ slowing down. So far we saw the open come down to about 745 area. I longed at 755, got out at 793. So I already got about $1,000 in the green here. Then we pushed back down to the pivot point. That was the pivot point touch. Beautiful bounce. Came back down, and looks like now we're in long mode. finally slow down. Now the question is, are we going to bounce here or further downside? Five-minute chart looks pretty nasty. That's just barcoding. Look at that 5-minute. Let's chop. Nasty barcoding there. The range. 15-minute doesn't look any better. All right, so they broke out at a 780. That was the middle of that range. It's the range we're looking at right now. And are we looking at inverted head and shoulders here? I'm gonna wait. Like I said, I already got a nice green trade. I'm gonna wait for the next one until we see something. All right, still playing that range. Which way will it go here? I think with this slowdown, I may keep it at my trade. I'm up already about $1,000 on, but let's see if there's another opportunity here, other than playing the range. Eco thinking this is going to test 818. High of the range. Haven't tested the high of the range. Tried to here. And slow down significantly. All right, nasty NASDAQ stuck at the middle of this range. Zach, what are we waiting for? Trump speaks, so let's take a look at the news. Trump speaks at 11 a.m. We got a news drop at 11:30. These times are Arizona times, so they're 3 hours behind. I guess holding pattern here? I don't know. Quick movements slow down. Still playing that range, not doing much. Not messing with it while it stays in that range. Sure. While that's going on, I'm taking a look at my crypto here on Coinbase. All right, nasty NASDAQ, what are you going to do? It's been some quick, restive nastiness. Now slowing down. 5-minute candles look mess. Look at the 5-minute. Look at that barcoding. So far it looks like I took the long right here at 755, 740. Exited here, 795, and that's been the range since. I'm okay not taking other trades. All right, NQ fading out. What's it gonna do? Got no pattern to work on here. In a holding pattern until I find a pattern. And a zigzag in that zone. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So we came to this pivot point, we bounced, and that's been the story yet so far. Pivot point at 725 is held. That's what we're looking at here. After all that aggressive movements, now NQ doing nada. Eco tight range on the 5-minute. Yeah, well, it's still barcoding. Take a look at the 5-minute here. Yeah, we're in this 40-point range. It's getting tighter and tighter. But it's definitely barcoding still. I'm not messing with it until we get out of this range. Leave it alone. It's not seeing any pattern here, so I'm on a holding pattern. Could be an extended wing of that inverted head and shoulders, right? 1, 2, 3 to the upside. It kind of looks like it wants to push. Like that. No, we'll see. See if that wing plays out for the inverse head and shoulders. Zach, that's us trying to get into trade. Listen, I'm okay walking out. I got a nice little trade for what, 45, 50 points. I got to stop trying to get into trades all the time. So this could be my call to get the hell out. But it looks like this is playing out for the inverse head and shoulders. It's obviously a smaller time frame head and shoulders, so I'll rely on that, but nonetheless looking like it. All right, coming to the top of that range for the breakout. So it looks like the inverse head and shoulders playing out here. See where this goes. Not messing with it though. And it break out of that range, or does it need another pullback? Trying to push, trying to push. We got Trump speaking. At 11 a.m. Eastern. Still range bound. Still range bound. Oh, they flushed that hard. 30-point drop there. $20. Going for 30 now. It looks like the fireworks are over for sure. This was quick, aggressive movements, and then the slowdown. Slow NASDAQ. So far range bound. We haven't broken out of that range to the upside or the downside. We're in a range between 745 and 810. Top of that range, flushed it right back down. Not trusting it yet. Got to figure out what this consolidation means. Are we going to break to the upside or are we going to break to the downside? Consolidation right from the open, just through the open, it was a lot quicker, obviously. Now we're slowing down, but still in range. In the range. Nasty NASDAQ not going anywhere after all that whiplash. Zach, not tradable, tried to short at 792, got spooked. Yeah, I'm not messing with it. We're going to have to wait until it breaks out of that range. Or, if you're in the green, call it a day. Point of trading this nasty range right now. So far for me, if you're just tuning in, I got one long. I'm up $1,000 per account. Right at the open, along this area, this arrow that you see there. And exited right at VWAP, targeting that 200 SMA and got out. Got my winning trade. I don't know if I want to push my luck in this chop. slow chop. All right, so Trump speaks at, okay, so now they changed it. Trump, so it was 11 a.m. for Trump to make an announcement. Now they're saying Trump signs executive orders at 12. But now they took off the 11 a.m. speaking. All right, so I guess Trump was speaking right now. Trump concludes remarks. Trump, I told companies to speed up making military equipment. Okay, so they sped up the 11 a.m. news. He's speaking, or was speaking a little bit. Trump's comment was, I told companies to speed up making military equipment. And he concludes his remarks. And now we're making for... Oh, no, I'm sorry. We still have Trump makes an announcement at 11 a.m. right there. Boom. All right, still in this range. I'm messing with it. Eco, any breakdown from this range will be a chance to short. I agree. I mean, if we look at the 30-minute, let me take a look at TradingView. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. This is the 30-minute, right? You got this area technically already breaking or attempting to break support. So we're in this chop zone right here. If we do break below that pivot point, it could be a move to the downside. A lot of weak structure down. See how it plays out. All right, they come into for the bottom of that range. Looking at that pivot point at the 720 area, which they did test already here. That was the pivot point touch. That was the nice bounce. I had already taken that long, so I didn't take it again. I took the long at 754 all the way up to about 790. So tried to flush it now once, twice, 3 times, 4 times the charm now. See what happens at the 4th attempt. Or is it just going to be range bound for another hour or so? This is the range, 745 to 810. Eco in a short, 757. Trying to play the break of that range. So far, it's range bound, man. Nasty. It's a chop fest. Look at those 15-minute candles. 15-minute candles are barcoding. Look at that barcoding right there. Quick fest on the 15-minute. All right, let's hop back on the 1 minute. Again, range bound. So far, it's respecting that range. All right, is this the breakout now to the upside? Or just trapping longs, trapping shorts today. Corey just made $400. Nicely done, Corey. Good stuff, man. You're killing it with Tradeify. Happy for you, brother. Keep it up. Gold is moving. All right, let's take a look at gold. Gold is lately my favorite one. Oh, look at that gold. Gold was an easy long today, huh? Now we're in consolidation. Look at that gold long. Wow. Now in consolidation. So gold is moving up. Does that mean NQ is going to finally come down and they finally play the inverse relationship they're supposed to have? they've been moving pretty similar for the last week or two. But gold is making a move to the upside. NQ is not following. NQ is in a consolidation area, a chop zone. Nico playing his short at the top of the range. I agree. If you're going to short, you gotta play the stop above this range, go wide. But if you're doing it with micros, that's doable. I'm going to hold on to my minis for now. Ray, definitely need to see that inverse move. Yeah. So far, I've been used to seeing gold and NQ have an inverse relationship when it comes to price action, for the most part, right? It's not always exact. But for the last week or two, gold and NQ have been moving pretty similar. Gold moving up, NQ moving up. Now, this is interesting. Gold is clearly a big move to the upside, where NQ is consolidating. Today, finally, the separation between NQ and gold, and they have that inverse relationship. Gold goes up, NQ goes down. Or is NQ just building consolidation for the upside? I don't know. What I do know is NQ is nasty. Look at this chop fest. Take a look at gold again. Gold. I'm messing with it today, but look at that gold price action. While NQ continues to chop. So they've tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts now at this range. They're going to finally break out or right back down. Nasty range. Well, I think I'm going to have gold and NQ side by side now. So I'm trading gold too. All right, gold continuing to the upside. Little bull flag there. Boom. I'm messing with it though. Gold and NQ now in consolidation area. All right, here comes NQ. Are they going to break out of that range now? Or are they going to trap more longs? Trapping longs and shorts. 50-point range. It's looking for the break here. Are they going to tease the break and come right back down, or is this now the break? NQ trying to break out of this 50-point range. 60-point range. There they go. There's the breakout. Pivot point now is at 840, or this high right here. 845. Oh, look at that break. Wow. Coulda, woulda. 20-point break there. The gap fill is at 857 if they're going for the gap fill now. 857 is yesterday's close or settlement area. That was nasty. So after a 60-point chop range, finally break it. I'm not messing with this price action. They came right to the pivot point. So if you take a look at the 15-minute, this is a little latest price action, right? Consolidation. Boom, blasted through the 200 SMA with this yellow line at the pivot point, which is the blue, and right back down. He's finding resistance there for now. So we tried to push above that pivot point, taking a little pullback there. All right. Zach, you're in a trade from 787 to 840. Oh, nice. You took that trade? Oh, nice. Nice. Is a nice long. Jesse and Zach in those longs. Nicely done, guys. Zach, yeah, that's why I think I'm calling it as far as trading. I'll continue to watch this price action. But I took a nice trade, a 50-point trade here for the green. Leaving it alone until we stop with this chop. But nice job, guys. Looks like everyone's in the green in the chat. Good stuff. Zach, hear me out. Call it, man. I'm gonna listen to you, brother. Last time I took a trade after being a grand up, I lost it. Nico wants more. It was just choppy, so I think I got to stop over trading. Got nice little 45, 50 point long here. I'm leaving it. All right, well, let's see what price action does. We got pivot point all the way at 845. We attempted that pivot point touch. Do a look above and fail here and bring it right back down. Let's see. Whatever it is, I'm not even trusting this price action today. Yeah, gold's on a run, man. Gold is pushing today. Look at this. Gold is looking for that 4K, huh? Ah, we were watching it last night. Did it ever take a pullback? Let's see. I'm going to look at the chart. Oh, no. It's just been... oh, no. It did take a pullback last night. Went all the way up to 3,900. Took a sharp pullback, 70-point pullback. And right back up. Take a look at the 15-minute chart here. This is gold. So we were watching it yesterday, or last night rather. Took a sharp pullback. Wow. 70 points. And right back up. All right, back to NQ. Nico attempting one more short would stop above 846. Let's go back to NQ. Nico short at 833. All right. Rooting for you, brother. Hope this doesn't become a bull flag. Only problem is bull flag, right? Breaking out, consolidation for further upside would be the only problem shorting there. But and choppy could go either way. And you got a pivot point at 840, potentially providing resistance. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to blast through this pivot point right here. Blue line right there at 845. Is that going to be resistance? And they blast through for further upside. All right, Nico short playing out here. Late consolidation there, though. Doji after doji. That the flag, though. Bull flag. All right, breaking out of that bull flag to the upside. Now 845 is this area. It's that pivot point. Ooh, they're pushing through that pivot point. Wow. All right. So bulls are in control. Clearly bullish momentum now. Game has changed now. Nico, hey, we all have those days, brother. Don't have seen me suffer. So just part of the game. You win some, you lose some. But I would call it if you're running out of trades. Which means today you're not in sync with the market. I've been there plenty of times. Oh, look at that. Don't tell me it's gonna do this. That would be funny if they flush it all the way back down from here. Nasty. Nasty NASDAQ. So let's take a look at the pivot point. This price action is not to trust. This is the pivot point. They tried to push it right up. They wicked it. And now coming back down on that pivot point at 845. I'm not trusting this price action. Hell no. If they end up bringing this all the way back down, I'm done. I'm not even gonna consider another trade. All right, they're trying to come back into this little consolidation area. Zach, officially my trade, I swear. Well, if you're in the green, man, in this chop, I'd say call it. But we all say it's the last trade and then end up taking another one. So, but I think I've made a decision. I'm not messing with it. Got my 50 points. I'm good. All right, nasty NASDAQ going nowhere. After it broke out of that range, taking a little break here. Undecided what it wants to do here. We're at a pivot point. Pivot point's at 845, 850. As much as I love to reverse trade a pivot point, I'm not messing with a short here. But usually what NQ does comes to a pivot point and then you get the reversal. I don't know about today. It's like they're wanting to push right through that pivot point. That means we're probably going to see 900 again pretty soon. All right, game has changed. Bulls are in control now. Try to short this, unless you're scalping it. All right, they're building the ascending channel on that breakout. I'm not messing with this for now. But this is what I'm looking at. Done with this consolidation area, so let's leave that alone. Now we're watching this ascending channel. All right, guys, in the meantime, help me out with some likes. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and enjoying the content. Nasty NASDAQ. In rally mode here. All right, Trump speaks at 11 a.m. Oh, Trump's speaking now, right? Yep, Trump is speaking right now, guys. See if Fox News has any info on Mr. Trump. Oh, nothing on the news yet on Trump. And nasty NASDAQ just slowly creeping up. Looking like it wants 900. Next pivot point is all the way up there at close to all time. And what is gold doing? Oh, taking a pullback. Look at that pullback. 10-point pullback in 3 minutes. Oh, gotta trade gold more often in the morning then. I don't know if I'm ready to trade gold with minis at the open though. But, I gotta trade gold with some micros and start playing around with it during the New York Open. Look at that. That's price action right. That's money right there. Anybody who shorted this top right here. It's close to what? 8 points? It's money. All right, let's watch NQ. What's NQ playing around here? NQ testing this pivot point right here at 845. And NQ playing in that channel for now. NQ stair stepping it with that ascending channel. So far, respecting it. So now establishing position above the pivot point, 45, about 10 points above it now. Looking like a slow grind to the upside from here. See how long it'll play in that channel. Testing the bottom of that channel. Eco short for the retest down to 815. So you're looking for the short, the breakout of this ascending channel, and you're looking for the breakout area as your target. So in other words, a retest breakout. See if they can break out of that channel for the retest here. Okay, they're breaking out. I guess it could look something like boom, boom, the retest here and right back up. Or right back down. You have two options. Now, if they don't need to retest and they just continue to play in this channel, right? If they're not going to retest just yet, then they're playing right back in this channel. Boom. Oopa, what's up, brother? So let's see what direction, what path it takes. All depends if they're going to need to retest now and they come back that 810 area for a potential bounce, or right back into the original open range. They're in this channel, so they haven't given it up yet. They could push right. They could respect the channel, and so far they have, and push right up to that 870 area. There it is. So far, staying in the channel. Those are your three paths. Not gonna. And the top of that channel is somewhere around 870. It is starting to fade up here. In other words, they're struggling at that 860 area to push above. So if they don't prove that, we still have to, I agree with Nico, we still have to come and test this 810 area, breakout area. But it will do what it wants to do. You want it. So if they do pull back to test that 810 area, is that the test and bounce it right back up, or get back into range that we were watching that open? So far that channel, low of that channel, bottom of this channel is being respected. No break yet. Doesn't mean it won't. Kareem Rostam, welcome to the stream. Cooper, I don't use canned indicators, but stochastics worked well today and yesterday. Nice, man. All right, breaking out of that channel now. So I think coming down to this 810 area for the test, and then the potential bounce for continuation. If they want to do it dirty, they can also flush that 810 area right back into this range. Those are the paths. All right, coming down to test this 810 area, you got 200 SMA waiting there. Where's VWAP? VWAP is at 797. Watching for this test area. That could be the bounce. So this right here is the breakout area from the initial range during Brick Open. What happens here at 810? Do they bounce it or flush it right back down? So far, no retest yet. Trying to come back into this channel. Now the bottom of this channel, see if it becomes resistance. In other words, they can't get back into the channel, or they do. Push it all the way up to 870. The government-funded issue basically put collars on the market. Yeah, I was reading that last night. This whole government shutdown thing. see how it plays out. Let's take a look at gold. Gold took a nice little pullback. To NQ. All right, so NQ not coming down to test yet. Top of this channel now becoming, the bottom of this channel now becoming resistance. You need to come back in, otherwise that test of 810 becomes more doable. Time for me to go back to bed. All right, so far for me, if you're just tuning in, one trade, I'm up about $1,000 per account. I took the initial long on that flush. Longed, what was it, 755, got out at right around 795. I got my green, chop fest in this area afterwards, and now we're watching what happens up here. Opportunity awaits. Good morning, brother. Good to see you. All right, they're coming for the retest now of that breakout area. It's 810. Trying to flush. It's also the look above and fail on that pivot point. So things are changing now. Let's take a look at the 15-minute, right? The blue lines are the pivot points. So we have a look above and fail on that pivot point, potentially coming back to test the breakout area. 810. 200 SMA right there as well. Here it comes. Making it easy. So pivot point's at 845. Right now it's looking like a look above and fail. This was the pivot point area. A little lower, actually. There. We've pushed above the pivot point, wicked it, and take a pullback now at the pivot point. Stronger pullback. 810 will let us know. They're going to test 810. Need to bounce it for continuation for the upside or right back into this range. All right, here comes the test of that breakout area, 810. Right in my scribble. And hard. All right, we're testing the 200 SMA on the 5-minute and the 1-minute here. Nico, nice short, brother. Very nice short. Nicely done, Nico. That was a nice short, brother. Very nice. All right, let's watch this 810 area. Is it going to be the bounce, or they're going to do it dirty and get back to the previous range we were watching? All right, so far they pushed above the pivot point, look above and fail. There was no continuation on the move up. Now they're testing 10, which was the original breakout area from that New York Open initial range. And now let's watch the critical area for the bounce or downtown. Way will it go? All right, they're testing 810. VWAP is at 790. 797, 800, call it. Maybe a quick push to VWAP and then pop that quickly. Nice little flush to try up any shorts coming late to the party at 800. Right here is VWAP. Then bounce it quickly. Could be an option. All right, VWAP right here at 799. Let's see what happens. Now they're coming back into this original range. They're going to flush it all the way back down. Dirty. Dirty look above and fail on that pivot point. All right, came touch 200 SMA and VWAP here for the bounce. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh, they're playing dirty right back into range. All right, let's see. VWAP. Trying to flush VWAP now. Ooh, they just flushed it. All right, guys, that's my indicator. Get the hell out. Nasty price action. All right, NQ doing the nasty today. Trapping longs, trapping shorts. He'll look above and fail and right back into the range. That's all I got for you today. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. If you're in the green, lock it in. PJ 8889. Welcome to the stream, brother. Yeah, they're doing it dirty. Dirty, dirty. Now, they could pop it here. VWAP is holding at 799. Could just be the little sweep they needed, and now they bounce it. Oh, that's dirty. Wrapping. Don't overstay your welcome today. DJ caught the knife. Nicely done, brother. That was a nice short. Break of this channel was the nice short of the day. Now I'm curious to see if they're going to do it dirty and bring it all the way back down into range. Looking like it. It's looking like it. Anybody who longed this area has got to make decisions. Cut it. Or hold. All right, VWAP holding. I guess the bounce on VWAP is happening. And not. Maybe right back down to the bottom of this range. Playing it dirty. Didn't they do something similar yesterday, right? They pushed it up and then flushed it hard. Get back down. This right here was a nasty candle. That was 812 down to 783. That was a 30 point candle. Red candle right here. Nasty. 30 points. Anybody long in 8? Eco, the big short is back on. Yeah, if this is going to be a look above and fail, they come back to the bottom of this range. Now we have the potential of the breakout of this range to the downside. All depends on what happens here. This was a nasty candle. 30 points. 12 down to 783. I'm curious to see what happens here. Way will it go? Are they going to bounce this area or bring it right back down? Ugh. All right, they weren't able to flush it. Came to the middle of the range and unable to push further down. See if they flush this. Looking like they want to flush. Wow. You did it dirty. Looks like it wants further downside here. Trying to break that last wick. Trying to play the low of this death candle right here. Eco, nasty trap on H1. I agree, man. This is trappy as hell. All right, so they're coming down to the bottom of this range. If they break now the bottom of the range, that's nasty. That's nasty price action, boys. Dirty. Dirty. Eco, it's telling us this is what I call an expanded correction. Oh, it's coming down hard. Big look above and fail. So, hey, if we look at the 15-minute, look at that pivot point right here or right here. Look above and fail, and look where the other pivot point is. Typical NASDAQ. When it wants pivot points, it hunts pivot points. All right. What did we do here? We came to the bottom. We tested the low of the range, wicked it. I think if I had continued to trade, I probably would have lost it. All right, so far we had this look above and fail at the pivot point, this yellow line here. That was the pivot point, 845. Little look above and fail, came back, tested 810. Didn't really test it, flushed it. So anybody who longed the bounce area here got stopped out or holding for dear life right now. And now we're looking at the bottom of this range. Are they going to flush the downside? Potentially flush this pivot point at 740. I'm sorry, not 740, 720. Touch the pivot point down here once. It's your other pivot point. So far, all we've seen is pivot point to pivot point play. Nico looking to hop on this short. You're going for a big short, huh? You're thinking further downside. So where would be the entry? I guess now you got to wait for the inverse test, right? Test of the 810 area and now come back down. So 810, it's a little scribble, becomes the test for the upside or the downside. Now you're in a really tight descending channel. As tight as it gets. Yep, so this little scribble here is the top of the range. I could see a test, so we come back and test now. This area. Boom. For a potential breakout or right back down. Testing these. Got two paths now. Or we're just range bound for the rest of the day. Little look above and fails and look below and fails. Rapid. All right, looks like it wants 810. That was the initial test area. So now I could see us testing that again here and potentially come right back down. DJ NYC, brother, what a day. Got out of gold last night at $8.99, but what a ride. Oh, you held on to that? Gold. What's gold doing? Gold is pushing, right? Continuing to push. All right. Took a little pull back, also kind of reversing the entire move. Yeah. Back to NQ. All right, here comes a test of that 810 area. Little scribble here. Now the question is, are they going to break out or right back down for the short? And right back down. Peter Chan, good morning, brother. How have you been doing with this nastiness? Nice. Looks like everyone, for the most part, in the chat is green today. Nasty price action, but there's some continuation on some of these. Kushal, hello, brother. How are you doing today? How's your trading going? All right, came, tested that 200 SMA and right back down. Kushal, oh man, sorry to hear that, brother. Today was a choppy day. Now in hindsight, we know what happened, right? We came back. This was the open. We flushed down to this area. This is where I took the long and got out right here. Flushed right back down, pushed up, back down. It was a 60-point range. Then we broke out, came to that pivot point, which is this line right here. Little look above and fail, flushing down, and ooh, that's a death candle right here. Oh, 800, that was a 25, 30-point candle right there. That's no good. Looks like they want, bears are making a move here. Kushal, $160 remaining and need Kushal, take a break, brother. Need 70 gold points. I wouldn't look at it as you need 70 gold points. Look at it as how could you build it slowly. You got 160 bucks back, 160 bucks left. Scale down and slowly bring it back. I know it's easier said than done. You know, when you have 160 bucks to draw down, your mind goes into, fortunately our minds go into, I'm going to YOLO, save it or blow it. But what we should be doing is trying to save it. Size down, try to go down to micros and slowly build it back up, even if it takes you 5 days. I think I'm done for the day. My one and done trade. I'm up $1,000. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to myself today. The one trade I did miss, the second long. So I longed this one. This was the pivot point bounce. I did miss that one. Should have taken that trade. That was up. Decided to lock into profit. The problem when you're up, any trade I go into, I gotta set 10 to 20 point stops. So do I really want to give up 400 bucks right now? Potentially get stopped out? Probably not. I'm locking it in. That's the way I'm thinking today. Okay, I could take another trade, but got to give it at least 10, 20 points with this action. It cost me about 400 bucks on a stop. Might as well just lock it in. Well, we know volatility is back and it moves. It's definitely choppy movements, but as long as you're in the right direction on some of these scalps and not overstaying your welcome, you're good. DJ NYC do micros. Yeah, you're right. I think what I should do is probably turn off the copy trader and maybe just trade an eval, some micros. But at the end of the day, price action is now slow. It's lock it in, man. I've paid the price for trying to get greedy, giving it back. So I've already paid dearly. Trying to go for more green after being up and eventually end up giving it all back and more. So for me, good start to the week on the morning session. I didn't trade yesterday in New York. I traded the Asia a little bit. But this is good little green to start the week for me. And Nico is playing the pivot point short. In other words, well, that's a risky play. But you're saying Nico with the risky shorts today. You had a nice short up here to test the area. Now you're looking at the break of this candle for the downside. I would agree with you. If they break this 720 area, they're flushing that pivot point. All right, guys, I'm locking it in today. That's all I got. That was a recovery trade. Still a good trade, man. Green is green. Risky as F, but good trade. I want to say risky as hell, but it was the trade to take if you're going to play this level to test the breakout area. So that was a nice trade for sure. I wouldn't call it a recovery trade. I think that was a nice green trade for you. And now, nasty NASDAQ slowing down. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Looks like the entire chat is green with your own strategies and stuff. So nice to see everyone in the green. Hope you guys have a great day. If you got some green, lock it in. I'm locking it in. I'm not touching it. This is a good way to start the week for me. I'll see you guys tonight. For those of you that trade Asia, I'll see you tonight, 9:15 or 9:30 p.m. Eastern. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Appreciate you all. Have a good day. Nico, DJ NYC, Peter Chan, Jesse James, Kushal, brother. Remember, take it easy. Try not to blow that account. Good luck with you, brother. Who else is here? I think that's about it in the chat. PJ. All right, guys. Have a good one. Kushal, see ya. And I'll see you guys either tomorrow or tonight, depending on what you trade. Have a good one. SR, have a good one, brother. Take care.